just can't get rid of a bomb.
Hey everybody, it's Will.
And this is Thomas.
And we're back at the virtual spinner rack once again this week. We're going to be checking out All-Star Comics issue 65, The Wallywood Experience.
Dude, I actually looked it up. Like, most of these are the Wallywood experience. From 58 on, yes.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I didn't realize that. I knew 58 was, but almost all of the issues from 58 to probably 70 are Wallywood.
That gives me something to hunt because
oh my god, yeah,
those are probably like most of them are probably just like dollar bin books.
No, they're not.
Are they like key issues, or is it just because of him?
Some of it's because of him. They're probably like $10 bin books.
That's
not crazy, except for 58, which I don't know if we've ever covered 58, but take a wild guess what 58 is.
Something that I probably don't own.
I don't know one. I've been trying to get one.
Oh wait, is that the first appearance of you know who?
PG? Yep.
Oh, I've got one of those.
You got a first PG?
Yeah. I think I showed it to you. It's not, grade worthy, but
oh really?
He had Randy, who owns Wild Time Comics in South Attleboro, Mass. He had bought like a bunch of boxes off of somebody one day.
Yeah.
And none of them were like in, immaculate shape. They were all like mid to low grade. Most of them below low grade, like parts of covers missing and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like that Spectre that I showed you that I had.
I got some old Aquaman Silver Age books like that, missing the top part of the cover, where they sent them back for credit.
Oh yeah, they ripped the thing off, and then they, it's in a pile. If you can't afford comics, here you go. You can take this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had gotten that off him. I think I paid like $20 for that, and the Neil Adams Batman versus Ra's al Ghul.
Oh yeah,
like in the desert. Batman's like his whole tunic is gone. He's got the cowl on, and the scimitar is like stuck in the sand.
So, speaking of that, since you brought it up, I don't know if you've seen it because I know you're not actively buying anything. Do you remember? Well, of course you don't remember it, but back in the 70s, early mid 70s or something like that, they did a DC special. I think it's 24, and they did like a tabloid size, and it is that first Ra's al Ghul story where he kidnaps Robin and they fight. Batman and him fight in the damn desert with the big double cover.
Yeah, is that the was that done as a treasury?
Yeah, I think it is. Hold on, let me look. Batman special series. Oh God. Well, I tell you, this getting old crap is for the birds. Right. The reason I bring it up is, so I'm doing my comic book order, my pre-order, right?
Yeah.
And they have been doing, Marvel and DC have been doing all these reprints. Well, they are apparently reprinting that one in full size, like the original. I'm fixing to show it to you now. I'm getting to it. Da-da-da. And they're doing it, the whole story and everything. And I was like, holy crap, why have we not heard about this? But it's going to print that whole story. Yeah, here's Detective Comics. They're doing a facsimile of Detective Comics 411 if you don't have one.
Mm-hmm.
I've got like a near mint copy. I don't even.
La-di-da.
Yeah, I don't even. You'd be shocked if I told you how much I paid for it. Yeah, limited edition collectors. All right, hold on. Share screen.
Wonder Twin powers activate.
Yeah, Wonder Screen powers. There you go.
Oh yeah. Back in 2019, when I got to meet him, I didn't want to spend the money for it.
Yeah.
But he had a chromium metal print of that.
Really? How much was it?
Like $100.
You
signed.
couldn't.
So the you could have bought the print for $50, but it's another $50 to have Neil sign it. So, which I can't do any longer
because he has left us.
Mm-hmm. But his daughter has so much of his stuff, and I guess he was drawing stuff like, from the time he woke up in the morning till the time he went to bed at night, like covers and just like sketches and full color things. So she's still actively on his channel over on Instagram,
putting stuff up,
selling, auctioning stuff off. And I'm like, wow. And that's been going on for like over a year since he's been gone. So I'm like, wow.
Yeah. All right. So the story that's inside is the whole book, because it's 76 pages. So it's actually 3 issues, is Batman 242, 243, and 244. So the whole like Lazarus Pit, the demon lives again story is reprinted in here. And trying to get it to say, I think they're printing this big. It's going to be large. It'll be large sized. I think that's what I read, because I looked it up somewhere else, because I was like, what is, how much is this damn thing going to be? Yeah, let me go to somebody else here. Go to Third Eye. Yeah, representing 76 pages of epic adventure starring the Dark Knight in equally epic giant size. It's going to be 10 by 13. Full facsimile reprinting of the Bronze Age tabloid size. So it's going to be printed the original same size, only you'll be able to get it for whatever that price was. That hell, dude, looks like they're already on here pre-ordering them for, oh God, here's one for $30. Come on.
Yeah, so it's probably a $20 book.
Yes, $15 here at DCBS. It's $9. Yeah.
No. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I had a 242.
Really? That's cool.
The RIP cover, which I remember distinctly.
But yeah, you bringing that up, and it made me think about that, because I saw it in the recent pre-orders, and I'm like, if you've never read this, that's the perfect time to get it. I've read it, but it's been years ago. I've got it in actually a couple different formats. I've got that. You remember in the not mid, maybe mid late 90s. They did the complete Neil Adams Batman hardcovers by DC.
Oh yeah.
There's 3 volumes. I got
Mhm.
all 3 of those, so it's in there. And then also in the mid 90s, they did a trade paperback, and it was Tales of the Demon that were pretty much all of the Ra's al Ghul stories up until that time.
Oh yeah, they did a 6-issue miniseries of that, like in Prestige, like in Baxter.
Yeah, that's like 86 or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've got the 244.
Do you? Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a 244.
I mean, it's not it's not in spectacular shape, but it presents well. And $20 is $20.
Yeah, that's sometimes all that matters.
Just like to that guy that said, "Can you take your teeth out?" You go, "Well, okay, $20 is $20."
Oh my God. But yeah, so I was thinking about that, talking about reprints and trash comics. But yeah, I was looking up the All-Star Comics because I was like, man, I've got a couple of these, and I do have a handful. But the Bronze Age run goes from 58 to like 75, and then it stops. 76, something like that. That's the whole Bronze Age run. Because I'm like, oh, well, there's not many in this run. I'll be able to pick it up. I did not know until I looked that starting on 57, 57 and before the Power Girl issue are all Golden Age books. It's one of the it's one of the
that's why.
Yeah, it's one of the stupid things that, hey, we did All-Star Comics up until the late 40s, and then we just stopped doing them and picked it up again with Wally Wood and stuck Power Girl in the first issue.
It's like, crap. Just like the very end of the original World's Finest run was awesome. Like the last few issues. It wasn't just Batman, Superman. It was like everybody.
Yes.
Because that ended not too long after the first DC Shazam run ended. And they had come back and, had him guest star here and there. And he was Billy Badass in that.
Well, the thing too of the World Finest run is it's all, you go back and look, because I've got a bunch of those myself. It's like Rich Buckler in every other issue.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. Why are we not reading this? This is crap that people throw in the dollar box and go, oh, it's $1. It's not worth anything. It's not a key. It's some of the best comic reading you're going to read.
Mm-hmm.
And they makes me mad. But yeah, so the All-Star Comics was kind of threw me for a loop because I was looking and I was like, damn it. But now eBay's, now that I've looked at eBay, keeps sending me links to like, oh, All-Star Comics 53. Would you be interested in it? Or not 53 or whatever. And it was like buy it now for $400. And it looks like
58?
No, like 53. Like the golden age ones, yeah.
Oh yeah.
They look like trash. I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible.
It looks like somebody put it in a mud hole and ran over it with his 4x4 a couple dozen times.
Yeah, and it's still $400. Damn it.
Like, it's not $400. That's just what that person is asking for it.
Yeah.
He'll flip through and see that, 3 9.8s just sold for $400 a piece. And even though his is beat like a redheaded stepchild, he still wants the $400.
He still wants them. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy.
So I saw something because we both backed the Rude Dudes last campaign.
Last campaign, yeah.
And we showed off stuff last week for it, and I got the hardcover, which is just I gotta put like a lobster bib on so I don't drool on the damn book.
Yeah.
And currently he's got like his art book up on Kickstarter.
Yes.
But March 1st is Thune World, which is volume 2 of the newspaper strips.
Yes.
Because that's what this is the newspaper strips.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it going to be printed newspaper strip size?
No, because the one we got in, it was like oversized, like magazine size.
Yeah.
It's going to be that same size.
Oh, okay.
Also, there's another Nexus book coming out too. Not by Steve Rude.
Really?
But by the original scribe.
Oh, Baron?
Baron. Yeah.
Who's going to be the artist?
I think it's Kelsey Shannon. Now I'm on Mike's Facebook page, and his big, not his picture that you see when he comments on stuff, but his page picture is friggin' Badger. Yeah.
I think I saw they're going to re-release Badger as a trade or something now.
Mm-hmm. He's actually written like a couple of actual novels for both Badger and Nexus. Like one of the Nexus novels that he wrote that he still has available are like it's like 500 pages or something ridiculous.
Yeah, I think I've seen the Nexus ones. I didn't know he did some Badger ones.
Did you know that instead of groundhogs, badgers were used to protect the weather?
Really?
Well, we got problems coming then.
Yeah. Like, we don't need no stinking badgers.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of stuff coming out. I think he's at MegaCon this weekend down in Florida.
Yeah. I want to go to MegaCon, but I've just never done it.
Yeah. Graham Nolan's got a new book that he's got the sign-up sheet out for, Return to Monster Island. Oh, here it is.
I think I saw the Return to Monster Island book.
Yeah, it's been like going all over the place. Let me pop this one in. Share screen. Here we are. Nexus Scourge.
Huh.
And yeah, Kelsey Shannon artwork, Mike Barron script. Coming out through Dark Horse.
All right, now I'm gonna have to look this up. When's it come? When's the release date?
There isn't one yet. It's just it's a coming soon.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a $25 book.
Oh, so it'll be like a graphic novel.
Yeah, it's a graphic novel because this is the binding for it, so it's pretty good size.
Yeah.
But Kelsey Shannon does awesome work, so.
No, I'd have to check it out. I mean, I don't sound terrible, but he's following the dude, so.
It's not going to be the dude, but it's really good art. It's not the dude scale art,
but it's really good. Yeah, standard comic art.
Not
really
everybody can do a painting of of Space Ghost, and then out of the blue, Alex Toffrey thinks that maybe I don't hate him as much as I think I do.
Maybe I hate him as much as I think I do. Oh God, dude, I love the space. That's what we need to do. I've got oh my God, dude, he did it in the 80s for, was it Continuity Comics? Not Continuity, Capital Comics, I think it is. Maybe it's First. Damn, getting old sucks. The first like Space Ghost big trade paperback. Hey man. But yeah,
I bought I got it for like $6. I got like the 6-issue miniseries that Alex Ross did for Space Ghost.
I got that one too. Yeah, I've got the 6-issue.
I haven't read it.
I haven't either.
But I bought it.
But I bought, yeah, because it's like time to get around to reading this. So talking about junk that you buy, because one, the price is good and you got to get around to reading it. I have actually opened them and read it, but I went to my Ollie's like 2-3 weeks ago in the midst of all the personal crap that I've had going on. And it said retail price $95, Ollie's price $15. So I said, I'll buy it. This is not normal. This is comics, but not normal comic books, but comics. So I got the, oh, Jesus Christ, the Celebrate Peanuts book.
Oh, that's awesome.
I
mean, who doesn't love Peanuts?
Yeah. Original price is $90 by Andrew Publishing from 2021. It's 2 books inside a slipcase. It's got a little damage, but that's why it was $15. And so you got Celebrating Snoopy and Celebrating Peanuts. Each book is 500 and roughly 50 pages. And all the strips are printed, kind of like, all the Sunday ones, of course, are.
Oh, okay.
And they're printed pretty close to original size. Especially the dailies.
Yeah.
But it's broken down into sections. So you of course you got an introduction, and then it starts 1950 to 59, and then you'll skip ahead 60 to 69, and they give a little brief as how the characters change. Then 70s, and of course 80s, 90s, and 2000s. But there's 5 strips over there. The thing that's cool about this to me is, I've got like some complete Peanuts, like the whole decade runs. There's Charlie Brown's and such.
I've still got like a hardcover Snoopy book that I got from like the Scholastic Book Fair when I was a little kid in elementary school.
The thing that gets me on those is, so you get the ones that are like the complete Peanuts or whatever, and I don't want to be ugly and sound like I'm being sacrilegious, but not every story or not every strip is worth rereading. You know what I'm saying?
For shame.
But you get something like this that's literally a best of, and it's been curated. And this is 1,000 pages, over 1,000 pages. This is 1,100 pages of damn Peanuts. If you cannot find, your one strip in here, obviously somebody didn't think it was that damn funny.
For $15.
Yes.
You're gonna look. You spent $15. You're gonna find at least one strip in each one of those books that you're gonna love.
Yeah,
and a whole bunch that you're gonna like. And
the print quality and the page quality is really nice in these. This thing, I'm not to sound like I'm that out of shape. Exhale like on Clerks. Man, you need to lift out. You picked up that gallon of milk and grunted. But this probably weighs 10 pounds. But yeah, I saw it and I'm like, $15, this can't be right. And I looked and list price, and I thought it was 95, but it's 90. 90, our price, 15. I just bought it.
I got to get back to the really shite Ollie's we have up here. Yours, you have like this big long aisle down the whole back of the store that's like all comics and graphic novels from everything. Ours is like one single 6-foot bookcase. They just jam everything in.
A couple of them that I normally go to have become like that, but I hit usually about 4 or 5 different ones when I'm out of town, because there's a few staples that they carry that I go and buy at Ollie's, and then you get cleaning supplies and all that other junk. So I always look at the comics, and I mean, if it's $2 and it's a trade paperback, it's got 6 issues in it. I can't buy one comic for that. Hell,
Yeah.
buy it and read it. You'll get around to it.
Yeah, like I bought the.
And if not, when the apocalypse comes, I can keep myself warm.
Yeah, and then oh god! All of a sudden, I had a flashback of Burgess Meredith breaking his glasses when he had enough time to read. Just oh god! I'm like, can you bury me with my comics? Because I want to take them with me.
You'll take it with you?
Because that's a lot of stuff.
It's gonna be like
just the ones I haven't read yet.
It's gonna be like on Jaws. We're gonna need a bigger hole.
Yeah, I mean, just throw me from the top of a building. My fat ass will make a big enough hole when it hits. It'll be like Wile E. Coyote, but in the shape of the Blob.
The shape of the Blob. Oh God.
Oh.
But yeah.
So, so I didn't get anything. I got notifications that I've got like a catch-up tier for a book called Geezer.
Like Heinz or Hunt's?
Neither.
You said it was ketchup tier.
Yeah. Like, hurry up and catch up. The book is actually about a band. The creators are from the UK.
Yeah.
They are mailing out like all the UK, and all the stateside books are like getting processed and sent out with like any stretch goals or extras or whatever. So it's like back in like the 60s or 70s, it's this band Geezer, and like all their songs in the story, they actually wrote, like they've got a band, like an original band that actually wrote songs for Geezer for the book.
Oh, cool.
And they released it like on those really floppy 45s you used to get like in the cereal box in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. The real
like
thin ones?
The real thin ones.
You could only play once, maybe twice.
I had one that I played a ton of times, and my mother used to have to unplug the phone and remove it from the house because I would call people up on the phone and say, "You got to listen to this." It was the entire "Who's on First" record. It was a mail away thing, but I love Abbott and Costello still, but I loved them when I was a kid, and I thought it was like the great. It's like, yeah, I like the Three Stooges, but
dude,
Abbott and Costello.
I don't know now. I would have to argue. I think I like the Three Stooges better than Abbott and Costello.
But I used to see like all like the Abbott and Costello, Meet the Mummy, Meet This Monster, Meet That Monster. Those were great.
Yeah, they did a million of those.
Speaking of millions, Kickstarter of the week is the 30th anniversary Disney Gargoyles collection are here. There's 11 days to go on this. They've got 2,830 backers, and they've already raised almost $500,000.
Really? That's crazy.
The price on some of these books are ridiculous because like some of them are hardcover. You'll see in the video, there's like, it's like gold leaf paper and, ribbons in them and the metallic pressed corners and signed. And so let's check out the video.
Hi, I'm Greg Weisman, the creator of Disney's Gargoyles. In 1991, my team and I began crafting a unique new comedy adventure series about a clan of medieval Scottish gargoyles who awoke in late 20th century Manhattan. Over the next several years, we developed our show from that initial comedy idea into the action drama you all know and love. And when the show debuted in 1994, the fan response was instantly incredible, eventually spawning toys, collectibles, conventions, and multiple comic book series. Over time, those comic books have become, unfortunately, almost impossible to get, costing hundreds of dollars on auction and collector sites. There are so many fans who want to read those classic tales but have no way to find back issue copies. But now, as we're getting ready to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Gargoyles, we have the opportunity to collect these old comics produced decades ago by Marvel and SLG into 3 beautiful deluxe editions for all of you and our incredible supporters. These editions have been meticulously restored from the books that are long out of print, and they've been compiled into softcover, hardcover, signed editions, and even super rare Gargoyles 30th anniversary limited editions for your reading pleasure and immaculate display on your bookshelf. The anniversary editions are the gold standard, literally, wrapped in leather with a gilded gold paper and foil stamping that will be the gem of your Disney collection. These stories are a wonderful time capsule into Gargoyles history and include single issues from the canon SLG run that were never published as individual comic books. The Bad Guys series is especially hard to find and was only collected in the trade paperbacks published back in 2009. Being able to finally give fans the fully remastered comic series is something I've wanted to do for years. And that's not all. We have special limited edition comics, lithographs, original hand-drawn commissioned art by Jay Lee and Amanda Connor. I'm especially excited to be part of this Kickstarter project because it gives Disney fans from all over the world a chance to pre-order and reserve these books and be a part of this wonderful return of Gargoyles to comics. We want all of the Gargoyle Nation to share in the celebration with us as we bring back long out of print tales and continue the Gargoyles story with brand new legends, so please let your friends know. Thank you for your continued support and excitement over Gargoyles. It's because of all of you fans that we have the chance to revisit this special series with these beautiful collections, as well as our brand new comics from Dynamite. Thanks.
Well, now,
It looks good, but yeah, the leather and gold has got to be expensive.
yeah. So the first thing they've got. Matter of fact, let me go back and I can just turn down. This is the 30th anniversary collection. 3 volumes, 4 unique editions. Somewhere in all these ridiculous boxes I have, I do have a Gargoyles #1 that they showed from like the original run. I don't even want to know how much it's worth because I'd probably just sell it. This is volume 1, softcover, hardcover, signed hardcover, deluxe hardcover, and the same thing. I'm sure some of that $500,000 that they've raised just about have gone to, there's going to be at least 5 people in that queue that are cover collectors and have to have one of every cover for everything.
Yeah.
But I find it funny that when companies, even small press like Dynamite or IDW or Scout, whoever, whenever they do a Kickstarter, they don't refer to it as crowdfunding. They refer to it as pre-order. You're pre-ordering on a crowdfunding site, but it's just a pre-order. Don't worry about it. It's just
So it's coming out.
Yeah.
Whether you want to get it now or later. Yeah.
So if you get all 3 of the hardcovers, which are you get this really cool looking fake treasure crate.
Yeah.
That the books go in. I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
And it cost how much?
Oh my God. Hold on. Gargoyles limited edition #1 gold foil, which is a reprint of the original one, is like $15.
That's not bad.
The purple foil is there's a purple foil edition, which is $15. Then there's 30th anniversary collection volume 3 trade paperback is $25. Volume 1, 30th anniversary trade paperback is $35. Volume 2 is $35. Those are the two big ones, and the third one was like, a smaller run.
Yeah.
And
that's
this
the
is
signed one, right? The third one was.
Yeah, these are the hard. There's there's
Oh no, yeah.
a soft cover, hardcover, signed hardcover, and then the deluxe
deluxe.
hardcover, which is these.
Okay, we're talking about volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. I got you.
Yeah. So these are the trade paperbacks. The Matrix here, which is like the bad guys volume that he talked about in the video. That hardcover is volume 3. That's $35. Then there's Gargoyle #1 Dynamite Series 7-pack, which is $38. So it's like, a blank purple cover, blue, which, all the colors of the rainbow, different foils, different backgrounds. Then there's the hardcover volume 1 of Gargoyles is $45, and volume 2 is $45. Then signed Gargoyles volume 3 is $50. Gargoyles J. Lee art print is $50.
It's a nice print too, by the way.
Yeah, the Amanda Connor limited art cover is $50. Gargoyles #1 David Nakamura limited art cover is $50. Signed Gargoyles 30th anniversary volume 1 is $70. Volume 2 is $70. Signed J. Lee's Gargoyle signed litho is $90. All 3 Gargoyles trade paperbacks are $95. Gargoyles sketch cover, original black and white art are $99 a piece. The David Nakamura metal cover is $100. All 3 Gargoyles hardcovers are $125. Gargoyles sketch cover color art is $150. All 3 signed Gargoyles hardcovers are $190. Connecting Gargoyle sketch cover set is $499. 30th anniversary signed Gargoyles volume 1 hardcover, which is this one right here, the purple one, $500. Volume 2 is $500. Volume 3 is $500.
So all 3 for $1,500.
Yeah. Amanda Connor Gargoyles 9x12 commission is $500. I would probably rather spend $500 on an art commission from Amanda Connor than that. Although Jimmy and Amanda did a cover for my friend Andrew, who I got the Big Galactus Hasbro Pulse box from.
Yeah.
Of his comic. So of course, Jimmy did the finishes, and Amanda did like all the layouts. So there's a hot chick with a basketball shaped badonkadonk on the cover, and that's where Andrew decided he was going to sign his name to me.
Damn it!
It was on the right cheek. I'm like, great. Signed and remarked Gargoyles Gilsey is $1,000. The 30th anniversary treasure chest Gargoyles set is $1,500. So it's like, well, if they're paying $1,500, we might as well give them this fake what they think is like a plastic chest, which is probably just like put put it yourself together cardboard box with nice printing work done on it.
Yeah.
For $1,500. J. Lee Gargoyles 9x12 commissions are $1,750. All three Gargoyles hardcovers are $140, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, that's some big money. I didn't realize there were that many Gargoyle fans out there.
I have 2 of the NECA figures, which are like amazing.
Yeah, I've seen the NECAs. They're cool.
But the Goliath's dog actually comes with an extra piece for Goliath, because if you remember the cartoon, at some point, if he had his wings folded down, it would basically be like him wearing, a Batman's cape.
Yeah.
Like his wings fold into like the cape.
Yeah.
Well, the cape comes with the dog, so you have to buy the dog to get the cape. The dog himself is not anything to write home about. It's a decent sculpt, but it's nothing to write home about.
But you're buying the wings and getting the dog.
Yeah. Oof. Well, at least that dog won't shit all over my floors. Hi, Harley. Good thing we named the dog after a villain. It just seems apropos. She gets mad, growls, and barks at me, and drops the landmine. But yeah, it's cool looking, and some people have more of a fondness for gargoyles than you.
Yes, obviously.
Obviously, you're like, it was okay.
Yeah, I'm not the target audience for this one.
I am not the target audience, and I'm like, and I mean, if it was cheap enough, and it was like, but if you buy all 3, get it for this. Like, if there was a deal to be had, there's no deals to be had, because this isn't just Dynamite. This is Disney money through Dynamite.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, we're losing our shirt on everything else.
We've got a built-in audience of Disney heads out there that are going to buy this stuff, no matter how much it costs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If they want to do something cool, do us a damn Incredibles comic book.
Yeah, really.
I mean, I'm telling you, I'd read that crap all day.
It'd be a lot more fun. Yeah. Just imagine the Incredibles in comic book form would basically be like a comedic version of The Boys.
Maybe.
To an extent. Just the way the dynamic interacts and stuff.
Yeah.
But, so
all right.
Let's get this Wally Wood book up here.
Let's get this Wally Wood book up here. And I pulled a William. There it is.
Yeah, it's in the middle of the storyline. Yes.
It's actually the end of the storyline, thank God. I was like, damn it. Can you see it?
Well, yeah. Well, we're just going to tell you right now, anybody watching this or listening to this, we're about to give you Wood. Wally Wood.
He is so good, man. People just don't.
They don't.
They do not understand the amount of stuff this man drew in his short life and the quality. I mean, he's not as flashy as some of the other people, but it's just, damn, dude, it's awesome. But I saw this. My copy's in better shape than the digital copy I found us to read. And dude, fucker Vandal Savage beating the hell out of Superman. I was like, what in the hell is going on?
My only beef with this issue was the Star Spangled Kid.
The Star Spangled Kid. I forgot about him.
And for some reason, Paul Levitz didn't want to name anything technical in any of his dialogue for him. And he's supposed to be like this super genius and
yes,
and all this other stuff. He does not carry around the cosmic rod in this.
No, he doesn't even have it.
Nope. He's got a cosmic doohickey on his belt.
Yeah.
And he calls it that. And I'm like, oh.
Damn it.
I'm like, somebody send the Cosmic Kid one of those T-shirts from the Dicky Doo Club.
The Dicky Doo Club. But yeah.
When your belly sticks out further than your Dicky Doo.
Oh my God. So his All-Star Comics with the Super Squad number 65, 30 cents, and it is from 1977.
Mm-hmm.
And where was that? Oh, it shows us on the next page. But yeah. So the story starts out and we find out that it's freaking 1400 years in the past. It's like 600 AD. Vandal Savage has captured Superman and Power Girl in some kind of trapped cylinder.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in the castle at Camelot. So they're there with King Arthur. And they can't.
And I was like, cool. And then they take off from Camelot. I'm like, we missed the best part. We missed the squad at Camelot.
Yeah, it's in the issue before this. I did not know that. Damn it. I do love the gray-haired Superman, dude. It's
yes.
Oh my God.
Which was my beef about that new set where McFarlane jacked his prices up to $40 a figure.
Yeah.
For the Crisis figures. He made a Superman and the body on it, the sculpt for the body was like really good.
Yeah.
But the head is just,
Terrible.
Average Joe constipated face. And I'm like, this is supposed to be Crisis. The big thing about Crisis is it took everybody from the Golden Age on through.
Yes.
George Perez drew every single character that had ever appeared in an issue of DC Comics, no matter how obscure. He drew them at some point, whether they were small, big, part of a background scene. He drew every single character that DC has ever used in Crisis.
Yeah, it's like 8,000 characters or some craziness. It's
stupid. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yes.
And real quick, they just released the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League game, which is bombing everywhere because it's so terrible. It hasn't been released in the UK yet, and it's already on sale for 37% off in the UK.
Oh my! Is it like what kind of game is it?
It's like a console game.
Oh, okay, console game.
The only reason people were pre-ordering it is because everybody thought it was Kevin Conroy's last work as Batman.
Oh, yeah.
It turns out it's his last video game work as Batman. But there's two other
I saw that
projects, one of which is already out, and I hate it already.
Excuse me.
Is their animated Crisis on Infinite Earths, where in part one, Kevin Conroy plays Batman, but it's Batman from the animated series. So they threw that instead of him being just regular Batman, they drew him up so it was Batman from the animated series. My beef with it is you had one of the most epic stories that DC's ever done. You didn't have to change anything.
No. But
they did. I don't know how much stuff they changed, but I know that the Monitor had the cursed being of Pariah and Harbinger with him all the time. Harbinger was his Mara Jade, basically.
Yeah.
Star Wars canon. Except it's not. It's Supergirl now. That character doesn't exist anymore, so we don't want anybody being confused by it. I go, well, you just put her in and people watch it and they figure out who she is. And there's something called the, Google and the internet. They could just Google the character.
And figure out who
from
she
DC
is.
Comics. And, you'll know. But that was my big beef with that. I go, why? Why would you make something animated in multiple parts and then it comes out like showrunners from the CW wrote the damn thing? And now back to our regular scheduling program.
Now that the rant's over.
The rant's over. What a point, at least.
So we found out that Vandal Savage has trapped them in this spherical prison in the past, and they both can't get out. So they decide to come up with the, hey, I'm going to attack this side and you attack that side, and we'll see if we can split this prison because we weren't strong enough to break it, attacking one side.
The old break the egg trick, yeah. So
they do it, and of course, it works. They manage to get out. The combined stress might just do it apart. It tore it apart, cousin. I don't know. I can't remember who did this first. I know Kirby did this kind of, real heavy line work, graphic stuff in a lot of the early Fantastic Four. But I don't know if it was Kirby that started this or if it was with Steranko.
Yeah.
But it's all over this book, and it's amazing.
It's really good.
So yeah, they break out, and when they break out, they get transported to the future, some futuristic world, and then here it is, the master pan of Vandal Savage. So Paul Levitz is the dialogue here. Wally Wood does plot and art. He pretty much did everything, and Liz Brew does her coloring.
And Paul Levitz was an amazing writer.
Yes.
Just his work in Legion of Superheroes alone was fantastic. And when they brought him back about 10, 15 years ago when they tried relaunching Legion again.
Yeah.
And they did a Legion of Superheroes book back to back with they brought back Adventure Comics. So it was Legion stories. Once in a while they put something, oddball in it with them. And then they just ended up doing, we're just going to do more stories about different Legionnaires in Adventure Comics. So it's going to be all Legion. It only lasted for about a year, but it was good.
And they canceled it. Yeah.
Yep. Like everything. We're going to relaunch it. Number one to get more money.
Damn it. So this flying damn spaceship attacks Superman and Power Girl. And of course, Superman manages to leap into it and smash it all to pieces. Of course,
it's Golden Age Superman. That's what he did. He leapt. He didn't fly. He leapt.
Yes. And then of course, he lands. And when he gets there, Superman and Power Girl are talking to this, scientists. Vandal Savage has tyrannized our world, Superman. He's destroyed our government and killed our leaders and turned our people into slaves. Follow me and I'll lead you to your foe. And Power Girl's like, this seems a little damn suspicious when they're walking down the hallway. Yes, it has all the warning signs of a trap. And we get more of that cool ass, just graphic artwork. And Vandal Savage has managed to get 2 antimatter spheres. They're coming together down the damn hallway. The guy was a hologram. Why they didn't see that? Both of these people have supervision. They should have freaking figured it out. This is not a real person. But instead, they didn't. So the spheres go to them, and
you thought the boulder that chased Indiana Jones was bad.
Yeah, these are terrible. So confused reader, we thought so. We'll turn this to the intermittent worlds past, the 6th century. So they head back, and we get to the past where we see King Arthur is actually in jail, and then Jay Garrick, the original Flash, who lets him out, and then we discover that Merlin had sorcerer's powers and all this, but Vandal Savage has somehow gotten Merlin the magician's skills and is using it, and has sent all of the rest of the JSA into the future. But Jay Garrick's like, I think I kind of know where they were. I was only semi-conscious when Savage vanished, but there was a futuristic scene, and your cue just pointed me to it. Thanks, Your Majesty. So he uses his super speed to crash through the time barrier to go to the future. Motherfucker, he is fast.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse my language. The fastest man alive. And he just shows up in the future. But even he doesn't know exactly where they are. So it's like he's having to go into the future and stop and see if they're there and then move again. Meanwhile,
in a haystack.
Yes. Meanwhile, Superman and Power Girl are stuck between these two damn spheres of antimatter, and they're getting dizzy because it's draining their powers, and they finally just say, screw it. They break through the wall. And the spheres do crash together and damn near destroy the castle. And at this point, our villain finally shows up. Damn big ass holographic projection of his head. Vandal Savage, I've been with you since you first arrived here and shall remain until your dying breath. And of course, with his projected image, he does have electric powers here. So he zaps Power Girl and captures her. So farewell, Superman. I'll finish you off later in another place in another manner. For in my 50,000 years of existence, no one has accused Vandal Savage of being unimaginative. So he captures Power Girl and takes her ass off. Of course, Savage, as he takes her away, Superman leaps again to go after him, but his strength is not all there, and he falls and crashes through a damn building.
He pulled his best impression of Captain Leadbottom.
Captain Leadbottom. All right. I think we were talking about this last week, but this is an awesome panel. Dude, to draw that, him getting up, weak as though I am, something sealing my strength. But he's still, just the way it looks how a person's supposed to be getting up.
Yeah, you look at that panel and examine it up close. This would be the closest to this would be if you watch the old George Reeves Superman show, and he was getting up from the ground because he got hit with kryptonite or whatever. It's like you can see it right there on that panel.
It's amazing, but I was just dumbfounded. Yeah. So Superman manages to get up after he falls through the damn building. He says, weakened or not, I'll still find Power Girl wherever she is. And then we get the Earth question. He doesn't even know where the hell he is. He just knows he's in the future at this point.
The problem is what's powering this ship.
Yes. I have he has no idea.
And why isn't he dead already?
Exactly. Of course, now here's our man Jay, who's he's going forward again. He's like, man, they're not here. They're not here again. Nope, I better return to Camelot and wait for them, wait and hope. So he kind of he gives up, and he goes back to Camelot after going through space.
Mm-hmm.
And then I almost want to read the next issue just to see what the hell happens here. We get Golden Age Green Lantern, Alan Scott. Was he rich, super rich and famous back in the day?
He had some cake.
Really? I did not remember that.
Well, most of the stories were just, him being heroic and saving people in the World War II stuff. And but when they would do character development on him, he was maybe 2 tiers below Bruce Wayne.
Really? So that's the thing. So he's in Gotham. And they're taking, that's the end. Gotham Broadcasting, they're taking it all away from me. 30 years of building, and it's gone in an hour. You know, I was out fighting crime with the JSA when I should have been watching my investments, and now it's not mine anymore. So he had a freaking TV station, and someone is taking it from him.
I think at some point during, like, you know, on the Earth 2 Golden Age era, World War II, forever stuff.
Yeah.
I think at some point he ends up owning WGBS. Where
sweet. Where
in the future, Clark left the planet to go work.
Yeah.
You know, there. Also to point out, this is the original Alan Scott.
Yes.
The not gay Alan Scott. The I have 2 children Alan Scott. Opposed to what you read in modern DC comics. And then when people don't like it because they've known and loved a legacy character for so long, and then you go on. He's going to be this, this, and this, and none of this.
Yeah.
Why? And then the writer of that book pops on Twitter and starts screaming at the fans because it's their fault. His book isn't selling.
Dude. So he's upset. He's lost his fortune and everything, and you know how to save the world and be a bankrupt. How to save the bankrupt and be the world and be bankrupted as a reward. I wonder where the justice is in that. And then we've got somebody who's like, there's no justice, Greenland. Not even you can really believe in justice anymore. And, you know, continued more on next issue. I'm like, who in the hell is this?
I want to find out who this is and what's going on.
Yes. But this is classic. This is classic comics. This is, you know, this is what made you buy the next damn issue. Because you needed to find out. It's
because
like watching the soaps.
Like 1 to 3 panels would be like this, and then the other would be like, find out what's really going on.
Yeah.
Next issue.
Right there. More on this next issue, reader. Meanwhile, Superman gets up and Vandal Savage's robots are pretty much beating the living hell out of him. He's excellent. He's weak in state. Superman is no match for my robot servants. You know, enough. Take him to the arena area. You see, my dear, and how powerless your cousin become. Both of you are losing your strength here on this world. My world with the kryptonite suns. So somehow the suns are giving off a low-level kryptonite radiation.
Not just one, multiple.
Yeah. And it's weakening. After my last defeat on Earth, I became convinced that I could not regain my lost immortality naturally, so I built this world to steal it back. Okay. This is from the Ollies too. I think I showed you, but I'm not sure. I bought the 75 years of Flash stories. Greatest Flash hardcover. There it was like $8 or something. So I bought it. Yeah. And he's talking about here. Yeah, after my last defeat on Earth 1, see Flash 235. Flash 235 is reprinted in that book. I actually am going to read it next because at the end of that book, like a meteorite or some crap crashes into Vandal Savage from like the Justice League cartoon where he gets pulled up and Wonder Woman's like, take his ass away and he can't die. Apparently he damn near dies. So yeah, I can't regain my immortality. So I built this world to steal it back. A pity you can't stay awake to appreciate my scheme. But then I couldn't calculate on how a strong effect the kryptonite would have on you. So she's weakened as well, and she's here. And we discover that his damn machine that he has above her is actually siphoning off her power and sending it to him. So not only has Superman been weakened that way, Vandal Savage is stealing Power Girl's power.
Yeah.
And he wakes him up in the arena. Welcome back to the land of the living, Superman, for the last time. Vandal Savage, at last I found you. No, Superman, I found you and brought you here to my world where your strength is sapped by the very air. And now that you're weakened to the point of an ordinary mortal, I'm going to steal your superhuman life force and use it to restore my immortality. He's going to take Superman's power, somehow make himself immortal. And then this is a badass fight. Dude, he even does a flying Kirk kick.
Mm-hmm. That's classic.
Yes. And of course, Merlin is here. He's watching, in some kind of like magic mirror or something. I don't know how long I'll be free, but I must act. In my hand, this hand weapon is all I could find for you, Hawk Knight. I thought that was Hawkman at first, and then when I saw this, I'm like, yep, it's Hawkman. What about my wings, Merlin? They'd serve me better. I fear the wings are destroyed. Watch out, Merlin. So, of course, he gets zapped and gets sent back. And Hawkman, in turn, uses the ray gun to destroy the robot and then jumps out of the building. This is cool. Because I always remember his belt actually channels the gravity, and he uses the wings to propel himself in the air.
Yep.
So
it's metal.
The nth metal. So he's just floating. Essentially, he's like weightless. He jumps out and uses his hands to just land around the whole city and get away from the robots. He heads out. Dude, that's pretty cool art too to me. He does have to get to the top of this damn building because there's no way in. The issue at the bottom while he's trying to, save Superman and everything else. And he blasts handholds in the wall and climbs it up. Of course, he drains the damn blaster and has to actually take out the guards by hand. And he heads, still, I'm glad your guys are here. You're guarding something. And this entranceway looks exactly what I looked for, a ticket to Vandal Savage's lab. And of course, on the way there, he runs into your man, the Star-Spangled Kid. Yeah.
With this cosmic doohickey on his belt.
Yeah. Is that you? Come on, get me out of here. These crazy gimmicks are draining the power of my cosmic converter. Patience, patience. I want to enjoy this minute first. I think it's the only time, yeah, I've ever asked you for help for anything. Funny wingless. Wonder if you want to keep that up, you can grow your own feathers. Usually I make wings for my friends. So for whatever, because I can't remember Star-Spangled Kid's powers, but apparently he can make matter and other objects. You'd have to tell us exactly what his powers are.
I don't even know.
You don't even know? But in this case...
Well, because they've changed over the years.
Yeah.
But, think of, in this iteration, he's basically Forge.
So, yeah.
But with superpowers.
With superpowers.
Which will eventually include the cosmic rod. So
yes. So in this cage, I'll make an exception. So Vandal Savage is murdering Superman. So he's pretty much broadcasting it everywhere because Vandal's a villain. He wants everybody to see him killing Superman. And they, of course, now they head out to save Superman. Dude, this is a cool scene too. They're not there, but you can see him leap into action as Superman's getting the hell beat out of him.
Oh, yeah.
And there's another dude, that is so damn good. Just awesome. So, each passing moment, Superman, you'll weaken more and more until you die. He beating the hell out of him. And finally, Hawkman and Star-Spangled Kid do show up. And of course, when he does, Vandal Savage just leaps at Hawkman. And meanwhile, the Cosmic Kid, he calls it his cosmic converter.
Yeah.
Cosmic converter belt in the saddle. I don't know how long the Hawkman can hold Savage off. He actually creates a helmet to keep the radiation or whatever it is out of Superman from him not breathing. So he gets a lot of his strength back, and he can attack Vandal Savage and take him out. While Power Girl is still being drained of her power. The Cosmic Kid hunting her down, or Star Spangled Kid hunting her down, finds it, and then he saves her from that. Dude, Superman, Golden Age Superman wasn't playing. I know I've read some of these old books, and he never does, but he picks him up and slams his ass into a wall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Almost splitting him in half. And then he does the Samson move.
Yes. Oh yes. Yeah, he freaking slams his ass through the wall, picks up some damn pieces of the wall, crushes all these robots, and yes, he does the Samson move, and they even mention it. He brings the whole damn arena down. And while he does that, Vandal Savage is like, shit, I failed again. So he hauls ass away. My plans have been ruined by these meddling fools. You haven't won yet, Superman. When I reach my control panel, but he never does. This is another thing. I'm like, what the hell? Why? This is like why I was looking them up. I wanted to read the next one. Vandal Savage is trying to get to his control panel to stop Superman and everyone, and somebody just like shows up, kind of zaps his ass or something, and pulls him into this black hole and disappears.
Yep.
Yeah, that was an incredible rescue Savage pulled off. And Superman's like, I don't think it was planned. Those strangers seem to drag Savage through that warp. I don't think we'll be seeing him again. I'm more interested in seeing home again. Let's get back to Camelot, pick up Flash and Shining Knight, and close the books on this mess. And then here's another dang prologue. Catman shows up, and he's going to talk to, Dr. Midnight or Hour Man? I saw it. Didn't you say it?
I think.
Yeah, I think it's Hour Man. And he just zaps his ass.
Yeah, I'm like, and it goes into an Injustice versus the Justice Society story.
Yes.
And I'm like,
Where
did Bad Hour Man come from? And I'm like, something's up because right next to him is the Icicle.
Yes. By the Injustice Society. And poor Catman hasn't really got any powers other than he can beat the hell out of people.
And the best thing about Catman is when they use him in animation, that it's the CO from what's that war movie? The gruff guy. Stanley Kubrick war movie.
It's Arlie.
Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, Arlie Ermey.
Yeah, he's the one that they got to voice Wildcat, which is perfect.
Yeah. Sadly, he left us.
Yeah.
But I started looking them up after I finished reading this issue. So I'm like, I need to read the rest of these because this is an awesome ass run.
Oh yeah. Oh, this was like so good. I'm like, oh, cool. Because I know how you are with anything Wally Wood and the Dude, and
there's some artists I just really like.
Yeah. Well, there's some artists that I like, and then I really like, and then I love, and then I'm like, you're awesome.
Yeah.
You go from like to you're awesome. You skip a whole step. I'm like, well, it's legit, but
damn it,
like a certain Superman artist that you're like.
We shall not mention his name.
Go ahead, mention his name. It's like he's got 5 of them. So.
Damn. No, I'm not doing it. Just you have to be a long-time listener to the show to know who we're talking about. But yeah.
I'll just call him Joe.
Joe. Yep, you could call him Joe. But yeah, there was like 4 or 5 panels in here that just were, you can tell they're, damn, dude. And the fact is he was probably cranking out, 3-4 books a month?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's like Kirby. Kirby crunk out, 10 books a month, with a broken arm. And and now we get 2 books from one artist. We're like, man, you must be working your ass off.
Well, Kirby did that because he was afraid he'd end up back at DC again. I'm not ready to go back there yet.
Damn it. But no, I did enjoy this. And I sadly looked them up to see how much they were. Like I said, they're probably $10 box books for decent copies, $20 for nice copies. But Wally Wood did most of them. I was like, damn it.
And of course, visually, the only thing disappointing in this book, this was prior to PG getting that booby window. So
the boob window? Yeah.
The boob window wasn't there yet.
Yep. So next week, we're going to start Born Again.
Born Again.
By the Maz.
By the Maz in the Malar.
They're doing a new printing of that I saw the other day. Mm-hmm. That has, of course, it's like the deluxe Born Again artist edition.
They always.
Yes, but it contains the entire Born Again storyline, but the issue before Born Again, or maybe it's 1 or 2 issues before that, is the first time that Frank Miller and Mazzucchelli work on Daredevil, and it's like a Daredevil versus Gladiator story, I think it is, and it's reprinted in there too. It's like printed in the back, as they're like, so you get the full Born Again storyline and this one, just so you get the complete run that they worked on the character with.
Well, I've got the entire Frank Miller Daredevil.
Yeah.
Like the red leather edition. But I opted to finally open the Born Again hardcover. And I had forgotten, like I knew I've read it like 3 or 4 times, like since it's come out. So I know, the big key moving pieces and what happens. But I forgot Judas was on page 1.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah, that's how it starts.
We're starting there. I forgot, it was like,
yeah, we start at, at the worst part of her damn life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's and the art's just so amazing. Mazzucchelli is great. The thing that gets me though is, as great as Born Again is, and it is probably the best Daredevil story written, is the Denny O'Neil Mazzucchelli run before that.
Yeah.
Which people don't talk about. They're always in dollar boxes, $5 boxes, and they are freaking amazing. My favorite, one of my single favorite comics of all time, which we did on like the second podcast we ever did, like 10 years ago, whenever we started, was Daredevil 220.
Mm-hmm.
The one with Glenn in it.
Yeah.
With Heather, where she hangs herself. Well, actually, she doesn't hang herself if you read the book, but that's in that run. And, there's a signed copy on eBay now. I've been watching. I'm thinking about picking up. It's signed by Jim Shooter for $19. It's near mint.
Yeah.
Yeah. It almost costs as much to ship it as it does to buy the book. It's like $10. I mean, it's for shipping and handling, but I'm like, why? I mean, why do people just skip that crap over? I just don't get it. Mm-hmm. Spectacular Spider-Man. We have never read an issue of Spectacular Spider-Man on the show that I can remember. Ever. Did we? Which one? Oh, no, the Santa Claus one.
The Santa Claus one was amazing. I think. And no, like issue 4, like the first spectacular story with Vulture. Issues
Okay.
4 and 5.
Okay, so all right, well, we read those, but that's it. But people, those are always thrown in the damn dollar boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get in there and read it, the art is all amazing. And then the thing is you've read the Sin Eater storyline, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where Sin Eater kills, is it Betty Bryant he kills?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he just shows up in the office looking for J. Jonah Jameson, and Betty's there. She's just an innocent bystander, and he blows her ass away. And Spider-Man just goes off the deep end. Because, she just killed his friend. And he chases her down. But yeah, that's all that stuff's in there. And people just, oh, it's not amazing. You people are stupid.
Plus, like midway through that book, because there were like a few different artists that went back and forth on Spectacular, like early on.
Yeah.
But there's a big chunk in there. Some little known guy, I think his last name is Buscema, that did the art for that for years and years and years.
Yeah. Sal did a bunch of that, a massive amount. And then, was it Milgram did it? Milgram's in there. The first Daredevil story by Frank Miller ever is in Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, the crossover.
Because it's the crossover. It's like 27 and 28. But I don't know. That's what we fuss about all the time, though. There's a lot of really good key books that people want, but there's a lot of stuff that people can read out of the dollar bin if you really want great stories.
Yeah, go dollar bin diving. Save your money. Don't. You can use the free Key Collector app, or even if you pay like a couple of bucks, so you get like everything unlocked a month, that you can look and they list out like keys, but keys that like I can even afford. Because they're like, it's a key, but nobody's after this right now because it's only a $10 book. But you might want to keep an eye on it. When they tell you they tell you you might want to keep an eye on it, it's like you might want to go buy like 2 or 3 copies of that. That way you have one, and then you can sell the other one.
Well, when we went to the comic book convention a couple of weeks ago, and I bought that first Spider-Woman. Everybody was telling me, "Oh my God, when Spider-Woman comes out and Madam Web or whatever, that book's going to be worth so much money." It didn't look very good. The trailer.
It's Sony. It's another Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man.
Yeah.
How do you think it's going to look?
Exactly. But yeah, they were all telling me how that book's going to skyrocket in value. Well, I probably will if the movie TV show catches on. But I wanted it because it's a first appearance of Spider-Woman. Yeah,
it's the spectator market. That as soon as they announce something, that storyline or appearance or whatever
goes to the roof.
Hits the roof, and then when the trailer drops. Kind of like that Taxi episode where Iggy discovered Pac-Man in the garage. Woo, woo,
I saw
the best thrill of my life.
Oh my God! Talking about Pac-Man, I saw something the other day that, like in the 1980s, Pac-Man made $8 billion in quarters in like '86 or something. Right after it came out, I'm like, that's a stupid amount of money in quarters. Can you imagine?
Well, because I'm, if this show wasn't, a tell-all, I'm living in the past because I'm Gen X. when most things were a lot better, and so I haven't joined all the Gen X groups because there's like 100,000 of them or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've joined like 2 or 3, like one for humor and one is like,
nostalgia.
nostalgia, like retro shows and stuff like that. Somebody shared a video clip. I had completely forgotten that they turned Pac-Man into a friggin' Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh, yes, they did, didn't they? Oh, I forgot that crap.
He was part of the Qbert Power Hour because Qbert had a show too.
No, he didn't.
And so did Rubik Cube. The Rubik Cube. It
I
had
don't
like a little
remember
squeaky voice, and he would like do magic stuff and disappear.
Okay. I do not remember that. I do not remember Qbert, and I do not remember no Rubik's Cube. I remember the Pac-Man because he had to eat the stupid little pebbles.
Yeah.
It was on the same animation style as the Smurfs or the Gummy Bears.
Mm-hmm. They were planning to actually cancel Saturday morning cartoons the year that Smurfs came out, but Smurfs was such a huge hit for them. They let it go on for like a few more years. I can still feel the knife twisting in my back that first Saturday morning with the big bowl of Fruity Pebbles, couple of action figures and a handful of comics ready for Saturday morning cartoons.
And they didn't come on.
And I'm like, wow. Huh? Thank God we had UHF channels, all three of them. So at least we could, like, that's when I got big into the spaghetti westerns because there was nothing else to watch. So you watch a couple of spaghetti westerns, like, Rifleman and, High Chaparral or, whatever.
Well,
and
see,
then we go out and play. We come back for lunch, and then we would either all pile into one person's house or another right after we all went home for lunch to watch the Creature double feature.
The Creature double feature. I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were talking about old cartoons and this kind of stuff. And I said, the thing that's got you is on Saturday mornings, they'd always show the new cartoons were like from 10 to 12. You remember? And then from, say, 5 to 10 was the old stuff. And they would progressively get newer as it went along until you got to the brand new, and then at 12 o'clock was like Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends and the Incredible Hulk Hour. It was like the last damn show. So you had to be there to that. But I said, what I always got is I had to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to sneak down to start watching, to watch Johnny Quest.
Like 5 o'clock would be Johnny Quest.
Yes.
For me here too. And 6 o'clock would be Speed Racer.
Speed Racer, yes.
Name one cartoon that didn't hold up well through time. Speed Racer. Still has the coolest car next to the 66 Batmobile. And a couple of people who actually built the car. Like they've got like the arms that bring the buzzsaws like out of the front, and I'm like, it was still the coolest car. I've got one of the big ones like this of the Mach 5 because they were making figures right before they released the really bad computer generated movie, which was like trash. I didn't get the Racer X one, secretly his brother, his dead brother, Racer X, yeah. But I got the Mach 5 like that. I got small die cast ones like 5 or 6 inches long of Mach 5 and the Racer X car. But the big Mach 5, my daughter had taken it out of the box and started playing with it.
Oh God!
When she was little, I took it back. Why can't I play with that? I go, because you drive like your mother.
You drive like your mother. You'll be done hit something. Sideswipe the damn median.
She never met a curb she didn't hit. So I'm like, God. At least if I hit a curb, I was in a 4-wheel drive. I would have owned that. So next week we're going to start on the Daredevil run. So
yep.
We'll be back next with that, and we'll just keep going from there. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and who will tune in after the fact to rewatch the show at a later time. I noticed last week we had like 16 or 17 people that watched the show on YouTube, 20 plus on X, another 20 something on Rumble, a couple people like on Odyssey, and like about a dozen people that listened to it in one form or another on audio podcast last week. So I'd like to thank all those people for tuning in for us old coots just rambling on and going off on rants. I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says "Rant Master" on it or something.
Rant Master 2000.
I am Peter Griffin, and that's what grinds my gears.
See you next week.
Ba-dum-bum.